Hi everybody, Daphne here. Today I decided to do something a little different and to show you a little more of the backstage going on the latest chapter of Tall Tales that I'm working on. Just a really quick refresher, I'm the artist of Tall Tales Thieves Quest, which you can see online at talltalesonline.com. And I'm now working on the next story arc of the book, which is called Tall Tales Tears of the Mother. And this is one of the pages that I'm working on of the first issue of that story arc. So this in particular is page 19. Here we are looking at a Victorian style police station that happens to be in the underground city that Ravenwood and the gang find themselves in order to find the fountain that will hopefully heal their friends Silvermane and Ralph and end a plague at Garrison Hatch. So in this part, what's keeping me from finishing this page is this character in the background. I don't know if you can see, but I have this character redlined out, kind of like as a placeholder, because she's in the back. It allowed me to ink everything else in the scene, so I can save her for last, because the one thing that I didn't do in advance, which I knew I should have, because this character features predominantly in the next 5 pages of this scene, is I didn't draw her character out. So I kind of have an idea of what she looks like, but not enough that I could confidently put her in the scene and ink in the panel and finish the page. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on what her character looks like, so that in the end I can go back, I can fill her in, finish the page, and move on to the next pages of this scene. So the first thing that I'm starting out with are these pre-sketched out bases of the 2 characters that we're going to be working on today. Actually, I only need this one, but because the characters work as a team in the next couple of pages, I figure that even though I have this guy drawn out already on the pages because I've worked with him before and I know what he looks like, I figure for continuity's sake that I finally draw them both out. I'm going to start off with this character. His name is Randolph, and he is the kind of like, I'm not sure if constable's the right word, but he's kind of like the chief of police, kind of, but I'm not finding the right word for him, because what he specializes in is keeping the peace in the city from monsters that happen to escape the maze that the city is kind of built near. This maze that holds the fountain that Ravenwood and the group is looking for. So as a pit stop, they're in Randolph's city as they try to figure out how they're going to maneuver the maze that is chock full of monsters that live in there. But in Randolph's case, the monsters rarely come out to hassle the people who live in the city. The monsters keep to themselves in the maze, but once in a while you have some clueless, I don't know, in this case, in this issue, a clueless giant, a wayward giant, accidentally makes his way out of the maze and into the city. And it's up to Randolph and his special team to deal with getting the giant back into the maze where it belongs. So that's kind of what Randolph does. I mean, he still keeps the peace in traditional ways. Even an underground city has its fair share of non-monster related problems that I'm sure he has to take care of. But mostly he is the in this particular case, he's the resident monster relocator along with being the chief of police. So I'm just going to continue drawing him out. And also, the thing about this character, too, is that he becomes not necessarily a foil for Ravenwood, but Randolph represents a different set of morals um, that Ravenwood strictly adheres to. Ravenwood is all about, the quest and honor and knight's honor and all that stuff, and the quest above all. And Randolph's like, I don't understand that. It's like, what's the point of questing, and doing all these, going out of your way to do these things if you really kind of have nothing to go back to. I mean, it's like, Ravenwood doesn't exactly have a home or a family, and Randolph kind of does. Actually, Randolph is married to this character, Suzanne, who is a Calazarian, which I'll explain in a minute when I get to drawing to sketching her out. So so Randolph has, deals ends up dealing with Ravenwood and really has no patience. Not that he doesn't have an understanding. He has no patience for Ravenwood's all or nothing shenanigans. It's like I think it's, he kind of thinks that, Randolph is more practical, and especially with, dealing with crises. It's like, when Ravenwood would rather just run into battle and hack everything to bits, Randolph is like, that's not really efficient. It's like you do more damage just hacking and slashing than if you kind of thought a little bit as to what, like how you can solve a situation. Not everything can be solved by hacking and slashing. He serves as an interesting counterpoint to Ravenwood's all or nothing attitude. Because also the thing that Randolph does is that where everybody, where, it's like, like Pandora and Gabby and everybody who's with Ravenwood, they tolerate, if not outright enable, his destructive behaviors because they just don't want to deal with him. And then all of a sudden comes Randolph, and Randolph is just not having it. It's like, no, it's like, and he's probably the first character in the series to tell Ravenwood no. He's not impressed by Ravenwood's lineage. He just doesn't care. It's like, no, it's like, I'm here to keep the peace. You're not keeping the peace, so you're just making my job more difficult than it really needs to be. And I'm not going to tolerate that. And I guess that's also the reason why Randolph acts the way he does around Ravenwood. It's like, it's like, dude, I've been chasing monsters back into that maze for God knows how long, and, you know, I don't let monsters get away with their stuff. I mean, it's like, what? I'm supposed to tolerate your constant bad attitude? So, okay, so I think that is pretty much Randolph right there. Now we're moving on to Suzanne, which is the character that I actually need to finish the page. So, what we're starting off is a Calazarian base. Now, in Tall Tales, the Calazarians are what we also call the rats. I mean, that's what they are. They're the rats. But in the Tall Tales universe, you can be a rat and look more like this, have a more human body shape. But to be a Calazarian, you actually have to have this body shape. So we could have made a rat person with this standard body shape and they would never be Calazarian. But we can have this character who is Calazarian, but according to the story, she wasn't born there, but because she has the body type of a Calazarian, she's considered a Calazarian, even though she's not from that country. I already have kind of a sketch of her. I'm not sure if I still want her to look that way, but let's kind of run with it right now. I like the idea of her having hair, and I've already established that Calazarians can have hair. So, let's see. I'm not really sure if I want her fur to go out that way. Like, I don't want it to make her like too fluffy, I guess the word would be. So I'm not I want her to have a smoother look. So, okay. So we're going to give her hair. So, and the thing is though, it's like, I'm still kind of working out what I want this character to look like. For all I know, I end up, drawing her out and not feeling the design. So in the original, I gave her a ponytail. So we're gonna keep that. Now, in the original sketch here, I have her wearing a tunic that kind of comes off as a little too sexy for what I want the character to look like now. So So I'm going to give her her little cap sleeves. And if you're wondering, I'm sure by now you're wondering, it's like how their costumes stand out so much. Like the page that I showed you at the beginning is all, Victorian style. And then you have these guys, he's more like musketeer style, and I'm not quite sure like what kind of style she's going to be running with. Yeah, Tall Tales. The last thing Tall Tales is historically accurate to anything. And it kind of give this have this whole anachronistic look to all the characters, because yeah, it's like even though it's a so-called Tall Tales is so-called medieval fantasy, it's all over the place when it comes to I guess historic time. There really isn't. Okay, I'm not really feeling this. I mean, it's like, yeah, even though Suzanne is Randolph's wife, I guess what makes this a little difficult for me is that, um, well, I mean, I hate to say it, but she really doesn't do a lot in this story arc. So, I have kind of a hard time placing what exactly her character is like. Like I said, I'm going off of this sketch that I did years ago. But I think that now is a little bit inappropriate for what I want this character to look like. Okay, so let's see. So she has one of the like a really basic costume. I'm still not quite feeling it. I mean, it's like I'm not sure if I should. I mean, if boots would be a good idea, or whether I should give her shorts or something. You know what it is? It's like this is one of those cases where I would have to talk to JD, who's the writer. He's going to have more detail about a character than probably I can get from the script. So That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and talk to him and see what kind of information he can give me that can influence the design that I have for her before I commit her. I commit to her design and put her in the pages that I need her in. So I guess I'm going to stop this here. I hope you found this video informative. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up and subscribe for more art demos and more videos. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye! And Sirius Ravenwood. They join up with Ravenwood's group after being rescued from a Calazarian prison. First, because they wonder what kind of reward could possibly await on the other side of Ravenwood's quest, but then because Foxfire develops